Welcome back to another RC Works video. Chris here, and today we're back to the troubleshooting a jet pump. Today we're going to focus on overheating motors. So if your motor continues to overheat, which the most common symptom of that is you suddenly experience a quick drop of water pressure or no water at all because the motor has shut off and is no longer able to move the fluid into the house. Now, a motor can overheat for a variety of reasons. Some of the more common ones relate to either a loose connection, so you want to make sure you're checking your connections, your wire connections in the pressure switch, as well as any other breaks along the way, all the way back to the circuit breaker. And if we're getting poor connections, that's going to drop the voltage, the motor's going to generate more heat, and it's eventually going to overload. Another thing that can actually happen is if we're pumping the water level down so low in the well that either A, there's not enough water for the pump to actually build up pressure, so the pump then continues to run, not moving liquid, or B, the pump just can't lift water any further, so we're not getting air in the system necessarily. The pump just, again, in that situation is going to continue to run. We're going to build up that excess heat and trip the overload. So the important thing to do when you identify the hot or overheated motor is to try to identify what it is that's contributing to that. It can be something as simple as a lot of dust or potentially bugs or something have made a nest in the motor, so it's not getting sufficient airflow. It could be the location of the pump. There's a lot of people who have pumps inside of small boxes, and you might be surprised on a hot sunny day then maybe the motor is going to overheat while operating, because actually a lot of people don't realize this, but these motors, they are fan cooled, but they will operate at maybe 150 or so degrees to the point where you really can't even put your hand on it when they're operating, and that's actually pretty normal. But when it gets beyond usually about 180 degrees, it's going to trip the thermal overload and turn that motor off. So you want to try to find out what's causing it. And when it does cool off and it starts to run again, listen out, put your ear near the pump and listen. Potentially you've got a bad bearing, or there's something that's preventing the impeller from being able to rotate freely. And also you can watch on a lot of pumps, you've got access to the shaft either on the back of the pump. This pump, you just remove a small little plastic plug and you can see the shaft there. Or there's some pumps that aren't directly frame mounted here, so you've got a little space in here to see the shaft. You want to check and make sure that everything appears to be rotating. Often the telltale sign that things aren't working properly are going to be reduced pressure in the house, or really loud noises when the pump is operating, or a lot of vibrations, ultimately leading to it overheating. So try to figure out what is causing it to overheat and address that problem. All right, so that's pretty much in a nutshell overheating a motor, how to kind of look around, inspect, and identify what is contributing to the overheating, and oftentimes the symptoms can really lead you into what is causing it. If you have questions, feel free to give us a call. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if this didn't solve your problem, chances are in the next video or the one after that or after that. This is a mini series, so we're doing a bunch of videos all together, so stay tuned. We'll catch you next time.